Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, PorcelainPurgatory. So, before I get into reviewing things, I did want to just touch base on my mental health. A couple of weeks ago, I did end up in hospital for a couple of days because my mental health has declined a fair bit these past few months. I've had depression for years and I've struggled with these types of things, but it's just been especially hard as of lately, and that has resulted in these videos being a little bit later than usual. And if I do seem a little bit mellow when I'm recording it, or a bit more stuttery than usual, that's just because my mental health still isn't the greatest. One good thing is that I am on antidepressants now that should help at some point, but yeah, like, my mental health isn't the greatest. I'm feeling fairly okay today though, that's why I'm, got the camera out and I'm going to attempt at recording. But yeah, just thought that would be worth mentioning to you guys, just in case you guys think things feel a little off. With this video, I did want to also mention though, these items in which I am reviewing, I did receive for free, so I didn't pay for them, I didn't pay for postage or anything like that. However, the thoughts and opinions voiced in this video are of my own. I don't represent the brand or anything like that. These are just my personal thoughts and opinions on the items in which I have been given. Now, the next two things that I wanted to talk about, which I have been previously putting at the end of my videos, I wanted to talk about in the beginning this time, and that is shipping and customer experience. So, shipping, as always, has been very quick. When it's at a China-based manufacturing facility, it tends to take about 4-ish days to get here, and that's through DHL, so you get like a tracking number with that and updates if you use the text option. Otherwise, I think they just email you, but I've signed up for the text notifications as I find that's more convenient for me. Then the Australia-based manufacturing, they send their items through Australia Post, which also has tracking details, which is really, really useful. The main difference is that the Australia-based item so far has sign-on delivery, so you have to give them your signature before you take the item into possession, or else it goes to the post office. They won't leave it at your door if you're not there, kind of thing. I don't know if that's just because I'm a reviewer though, for insurance purposes. You guys might have a choice whether or not that happens, or it might just be mandatory sign-on delivery for everybody. Feel free to mention in the comments if you guys have experience with this and you guys know for sure, but for my personal experiences, it's sign-on delivery for the Australia-based manufacturing, and then the DHL tends to give you a choice, but seems to lean towards not doing signatures from what I've experienced myself. Customer service is another thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit. So I keep in contact with the manager of Rave Australia, and she's the one who sort of organises things that are going to be delivered and all of that kind of thing. So we don't really talk all that much since there's not much to talk about, mostly just letting her know the items have arrived or I've received tracking details, stuff like that. But as of late, obviously with these mental health complications, there has been a bit more communication on my behalf, and they've been really, really surprisingly sympathetic about my situation. I didn't go too much into details, and there's a high chance she figured it out from what I did tell her though. But with her emails that have been coming through, she's been telling me things like to focus on my mental health rather than the reviewing and stuff like that, and that's something that I really appreciate. I know this is a business relationship, so I do have deadlines that I kind of need to stick to and all of that, but the fact that she's giving me a little bit of extra breathing space and such is really appreciated, and shows that she does care for people, and it's not just about the business, it's also about the people she interacts with. And lately, she's always really quick with responding and stuff. And I didn't get as much feedback with my last video, but I think that's okay. I think that might just mean I've done a good job. One thing that I keep forgetting to mention is that on their website they have a chat box. So if, for example, you're looking at an item and you're not sure what size to get, you can just put in your details and such, and if somebody's online, it'll say someone's online, and they'll get to you, and they'll help you out in any way that they can. If they're not online, so for example, maybe you messaged at midnight and nobody's online at that time to answer your questions directly, it's an automatic sort of chat box that pops up. You type in your question and then give it your email address, and that way, when somebody is online to sort of answer your questions, they just email the answer to you rather than you having to wait until they are online, which is really, really cool. I have used it personally. I mostly just use it for pointing out any typos, like anything serious, I would just email them personally, but like, if it's just something small and quick, I recommend using the chat box for that. But yeah, I suppose now it's time to actually get on to opening items and looking at them. So this is the DHL bag that I was talking about. My other bags are not in their Australian post bags. That's because I did attempt to record when my mental health was really not great and it didn't end up working out, but I haven't actually opened them beyond their Punk Rave Australia bags, so that will still be all like a surprise to me. This bag does have a big bag around it though, so let's open this, eh? They tend to have random writing on it when it comes from the Chinese-based store. There are the bags. Okay, so forgot to mention, I'm not using my pocket knife this time. That's just because I don't have it with me right now. I figured that was a good thing to hide for the time being. But yeah, so that's fairly easy to open with just your hands, as you just saw. So if you're worried about ripping things, it's fairly openable just for your hands. Okay, so this is... Okay, it doesn't say on the side, but I think that's the vest. That looks like the vest. Which means this should be the shirt. Yeah, this should be the shirt. It's just very big and thick just in this bag. Like, so I've got 4 bags in total, including the 2 from Rave. Yeah, okay. This is interesting. So, it looks like the shirt is actually bigger than the jacket. Is this... I want to open these in the right order, but it's hard to tell. Well, the bag said it was going to be the blouse, so this has to be a blouse. It's not the best. Okay, so this isn't the blouse. When you get the Punk Rave bags, on the actual shipping bag, it has like a receipt saying what's in it, and mine said that the vest and the blouse that was meant to be coming was going to be in that package. This is the coat and the vest, so I guess this is going to be a little out of order. The manager did say that it was going to be arriving the way that it seems to have arrived, but I guess I didn't realize that, because you know, it was different on the receipts, I just assumed it would be accurate to the receipt, so it's kind of interesting that it was off, but look at it, look at it, look at it. Oh my god. It's comfy, I can already feel its comfiness, like, it's got like a squidgy sort of, I don't think there'd be literal foam in it, but like, this sort of squidginess of foam, like it's comfy, I've got like another, the tailcoat, the one that goes down to my ankles, that has like a similar top, so that seems to be fairly typical for Punk Rave, and it's so comfy, so I'm so excited to try this one on, like, oh my god. Is this detachable, I wonder? Okay, so the bottom is not detachable, but it does have hidden pockets. Oh, it's so cool. Okay. I'm going to put that on the side for now. I'll show you guys close-ups and try them on in a minute, but I want to go through every item first. Since I was going to do the shirt and the pants first, and I ended up doing the coat first, I guess I'll go backwards and I'll do the vest next, and then the shirt, and then the pants, hey? Look at this one. This one is a tad less exciting as a reveal, just because it is the exact same vest as I had last time. The only difference is the colour. So this one's just a plain black vest instead of the blue one, but this one should fit, and I'm excited to try it on. But it does seem to have the same sort of details, the same buckle on the back, the same buttons, which is also really, really cool, I reckon. Like, it's got the pockets, I love pockets, and it's also got a fake one at the top. So it's got 2 real pockets at the bottom and then a fake one at the top. This obviously does up, I haven't done it up yet. I think the buckle design is the same. I'll show you guys the close-ups, as I said, in a few minutes, but yeah, that's... everything's so nice and pretty. So, I guess this should be the shirt then. No, these are the pants. Okay, so on the actual bags, it does have like a little sticker saying the item's number. That's not really helpful if you're just quickly trying to figure out which one's pants, which one's shirt, but that it does like tell you what item off the website it is, so it's useful if you need to line things up, make sure you got the right thing. I think it'd be really cool if it just like had brackets pants or something there, just so it's a bit easier to figure out what's what, but that doesn't really matter, so yeah. Oh. Oh, they're so long. Oh, they're skulls. Oh, look, the buttony things are skulls. That's so cool. Oh, I was actually a little worried about this particular piece. I'm somebody who doesn't really like tights, like the clothing tights, the thin, stretchy fabric, but this is closer. I don't think it is denim, but it's closer to denim, and I really like that. I prefer the more firmer sort of material in pants. Like it has this sort of squidgy accent on the sides, but the pants themselves look like they're proper material, like they'll actually last, and that is super exciting. I'm definitely not disappointed in this. Oh, and it's got like a skull button in the there, like, and it's got pockets in the back, and I know I'm gonna end up wearing this everywhere for the next few weeks. And this one must be the shirt. The one thing that I was meant to do first is the shirt that I find last. Okay. We've got lots of the little silica gel packs, so we'll get rid of those. Okay, so this is the shirt, which looks really interesting. It does feel almost plasticky to the touch. It's obviously not plastic. Not a bad feel though, like it's still fairly soft, it's just interesting, it's different. It has cute little pattern flowered buttons. I'll show closer details later. One thing that I'm finding really interesting is that the buttons have like red staining on them, but it's only on like the right side of them. I wonder if that means these ones have red. Okay, so these buttons don't have any red, but if you look down the middle, they have like red sort of staining to them, and it looks intentional because it's all on the left half, and it's consistent. It seems to be consistent throughout. Oh, that middle one there isn't so consistent. Okay, that's definitely interesting. I'm not sure about exactly why that's design element. is there. It's a bit of a shame because it only comes with one spare button and it doesn't have the red, so if you lose one from the middle you can't replace it. But I feel like that adds like a bit of, it makes it almost look kind of bronze from a distance, and I think that's a really, really cool effect. A nice way to sort of spruce up your outfit if you're looking for something a little extra and different. Since a lot of Gothic alternative people like having fully black wardrobes, but I know many of us like to have some sort of colour accenting it, so like having the reddish buttons would be really cool, because then you can add maybe a red vest over it if you want to do something a little different from the full black. Either way, I really love it. Like, this neck thing looks a bit weird. I'm not sure how I feel about that at the moment, but it's still definitely something that I'd wear, and considering it would have only been about $100, it's something I would have still gotten, to be honest. Like, I'll wear this. I'll wear this. I love it. I gotta show you close-ups of everything now. It's all so great. I love them. God. I can't wait to put them on. Hey, again, not sure how well you can see me, but this is the full outfit. Okay, so a bit closer up, that's how it fits. It fits really well in my personal opinion. I do still have the tags on everything except the jacket. That's because if I want to return anything for being the wrong size, I'm not allowed to take the tags off, so I didn't take the tags off before trying it. Jingles! This side doesn't jingle. Wonder why this side jingles then. Okay, so I think these buttons are just a little closer together because they jingle, whereas these ones don't. They're not quite as close. There's a bit of a comparison. And I find that's really interesting. I like jingle though. Okay, this one sometimes jingles, but this one doesn't. But yeah, so this is the coat. What do you think? So, you've got this beautiful button up the middle with these beautiful designs. Obviously, you could probably have this undone and it would look still great, but first of all, I want to show what it looks like this. Pockets. So what the back looks like, the little flappy thing and the little strap. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. So let's show what it looks like without the buttons up. So like if you wanted it just partly open with the collar flip down, that's kind of what it would look like. So, yeah. I know my face isn't quite in frame, but like I don't know how to fit everything in with such a little space in my little tiny unit. But yeah, so these buttons are fairly easy to undo and do back up, and I love the jingle. Jingle, jingle, jingle. I do this button. I didn't do the very top button up, that was just because I've got the collar on and it's a bit too tight with my collar. But yeah, ooh, it's got a secret pocket in the side. Oh, just like one of the jacket, I love it. I love secret little pockets you can hide things in. So now I'm going to take the jacket off. The jacket is gorgeous. So this is what the vest looks like with the shirt. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is, literally as I was putting this on, this button just came straight off. So it doesn't have the top button, but pressing it down where it would be, it would fit fairly nicely. It's a bit of a shame, just as you can see, that's where the button would have been, and that's how it would have fit. But I think it's really awesome, and it should be fairly easy enough to fix. I have noticed that a lot of my older items from Punk Rave, I've had them for like 6 months now, geez. The buttons, almost every single button has come off at least once, but everything else has been perfect. Like there's no ripping or fraying, it's just the buttons that seem to come off. But yeah, there's 2 pockets there, not very deep. So it looks like at the back, with a little buckle. And I'm gonna undo do this now, because I want to show you the shirt in all of its glory as well. But yeah, the vest is very snug. I thought it was really, really comfy. Okay, that doesn't want to fold right now, so I'll just pop you down like that. Tripping on things. So this is the shirt with all of its poofiness. That's how long it is if I don't like push it down. Yeah, that's what the words I was looking for. These buttons here were really easy to do up. These ones here, or down the chest, were actually a fair bit difficult, so I don't know if the buttons were just... I don't think it was the buttons shape. Like, initially I thought it was just the buttons were shaped a bit oddly, but these ones went in really well and they're the same buttons. So I think the holes are just a little bit small up the front, but that's not a big problem. Like, at least the buttons won't come off. Like, the buttons won't, like, come out of the little hole thing, so that's good at least. That's what it looks like at the back. Do-do-do. And the front. Do-do-do. And then... if I untuck it, because sometimes I wear my shirts untucked. It depends if I'm wearing a coat and stuff, so that's what it looks like untucked. Yeah, I like this shirt. It does come up a little bit if you do have it untucked, like it'll crinkle up there, but that's just because all shirts will do that if they're a slimmer fit and you're not tucking it in. So like, I think a shirt like this really does need to be tucked in, unless you get a bigger size intentionally, but this is the size that fits me best, so yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So this is the awkward sort of waist level camera shot. That's like the pants that I'm trying to show off. Specifically, it's got the back pockets. I'm not sure if I mentioned those when I was looking at it. They kind of stretchy out like that, whereas the front's a bit more inelastic in terms of like the fabric. But it's really comfy and I love the buttons. The pocket does stick out a little bit, but that's not really a problem. So these are my keys. If I stick them in... oh yeah, that's fairly stable, that'll stay. For those of you who are wondering what this is, just quick unrelated off-topic thing, that's just my little portable herb kit. So I've got like cinnamon and sugar and salt and sage oil and lavender and a crystal and stuff. I take that with me everywhere, but that wasn't the point of that. The point of that was just to show how things fit. So it looks a bit bulky, but I think most things in pants are bulky. Show you the back again. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm going to attempt to show you my legs at this angle, because I feel like since there's nothing further down, I can sort of show you at this angle that these are the buckles. The eyelets are a bit like, where my hand is now, that's where the eyelets are. It's got the nice fabric. I do have these on the tightest level, so like that's nice and snug there. These ones would be nicer, just a little bit tight, but on a normal person, they would be fitting further down, so like, or rather, sorry, further up, so that would probably be more standard for the average person, whereas I'm really short, so they go further down, and obviously the further down your legs get, the skinnier, so that probably fits people's thighs a bit better than average height, or even tall. For me, they're just a little bit loose, like they're not really even that noticeable, it's just, it would be a bit nicer if they were just had maybe like one extra setting. Now to show you, that's how much I had to fold it up to make it fit me. Again, I'm 157 centimeters tall, or 5'1" for those of you who don't use the metric system. Hi again everybody, so I'm just gonna wrap up the end of this video. Overall, I absolutely love every item that I've received this time around. Like, I'm probably going to start wearing them like as soon as I start like leaving the house. Currently it's the weekend for me, thinking of going clubbing tomorrow, potentially after assignment work is caught up on. But if I do, I'm probably gonna wear some of these items. I do want to mix and match, of course, though. That's something that I love about punk rave. You can put like any shirt with any pair of pants, and generally speaking, it should look really good. And I love that. I love that ability to mix and match. Before I do go, Overall, I am absolutely ecstatic with everything that I've gotten. Like, I love everything I've gotten today, especially the jacket. The jacket I'm really excited to wear, but also the pants. I don't have many pants. I've got two pairs of Punk Rave pants, and then the rest are just really cheap, gnarly quality baggy. But baggy doesn't really suit a lot of the shirts I have, I don't think. So it's nice to have another pair of fitted pants, and I'm really excited to start wearing these. Obviously I've got the other two, I wear those out a fair bit as well, but it's always cool to have more things to wear. I love that you can mix and match everything from Punk Rave. As far as all the items I've personally gotten, everything suits each other, so I can put any shirt with any pair of pants and it'll still look stunning. Also with the sizings, I did want to mention, the Punk Rave website has their own sizing chart, so it'll have the individual measurements in centimeters for those of you who don't know their sizes well. I recommend looking at that even if you think you know your sizes, and look at it for each individual item. Don't measure once and say, okay, I'm medium for these pair of pants, I'm medium for every pair of pants, because that's not necessarily true. I've personally found that the sizes seem to be different for some pairs of pants, so some pairs I'm a medium and other sizes I'm a small, but then again, that I might be thinking of the old measurement system. Either way, it's good just to check your measurements anyway, just in case. Always check. I recommend measuring yourself first, so that way you get the most accurate fitting clothing, because it always sucks if you get something that doesn't fit right. These things all fit fantastically and I love them, so yeah, I have their measurement system to thank for that. Don't go a size up and don't go a size down, because you don't need to. Just go for what size seems like it's gonna fit you best. Quality is another thing I wanted to talk about. As always, Punk Rave has such beautiful quality items. All the buttons and stuff on these items were all metal. That's something I love. I don't know if they can easily be replaced. I have spoken to the manager at Punk Rave about it, and she said that I can just send her an email if I need a replacement, but I'm sure you guys can do the same, because some of these buttons are just so unique. From all the little patterns and designs and stuff, you do get your own spare buttons with the items though, okay, I've got it somewhere on this piece. But you do get your own little thing with a spare button on it. That's really useful, so if you use one, you should be able to replace it. I recommend maybe going over just a couple of buttons once or twice with a sewing needle, just to give it that extra bit of security. But for the most part, they seem to stay. Just don't, pull on them or be extra rough with them. But yeah, I personally think it would have been worth paying for all of these items. This shirt I was a bit uncertain of when I first got it. Even looking at the images, I was like, okay, it looks cool, but I don't know how I feel about this chest. Now that I'm wearing it though, I love it. I'm gonna wear this a lot. I love it. I love it. I do have notes for the prices, so this shirt would have been $101. I'm not sure why it was $101. That seems a little picky. I feel like it should have been rounded to $100 or $105, but either way, I love this. It feels so good. It's beautiful. I would have paid $101. I would have paid $105 for this shirt. The pants were $114. I would have paid $114. Pants, for good quality pants that'll actually last. These clothing items will last for years and years and years to come. Assuming you don't, change sizing too much. I guess that's probably something to keep an eye on. The vest, that was $100. That's about typical for vests. I find, for example, corsets tend to be $300 upwards, and I think a vest would be sort of similar, so I would have expected it to be closer to $150 or $200, but since that was a fairly simple vest, I think $100 would have been fine. I would have definitely paid that much. Then the jacket, that was $199, so that's almost $200. That's about average for jackets as well, especially with that kind of quality. I love them. I love them. I love them. It's just, I'm so happy with every item that I got. It's all absolutely stunning, and I'm gonna wear them everywhere. That was everything. I'm absolutely ecstatic with everything. Like, I just love it. It's comfy. It's the type of clothing you can wear and forget that you're wearing 16 layers of, because it's just so comfortable. Like it's nothing sticks out, nothing's jabbing, nothing's causing any issues. It's just perfect. The buttons that I mentioned that were a bit hard, a bit stiff to get through, I think that'll just clear up with use. Like with leather, you've got to break it in a little bit. With corsets, you've got to break it in. But with just to clarify, I don't wear corsets. I'm looking at starting to wear them, but I don't wear them at the moment. So this is just my normal sizing. I don't know how it will fit with a corset if you do wear that, and I don't think most guys wear corsets anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, like I think the buttons will just, these buttons will sort of get easier to put in with practice and with a bit of like wearing it in, I guess. But yeah, I think they're perfect. It's not enough of a problem to really, it's not enough of a problem to warrant not buying it. I'd still buy these hands down. Like, I don't have much money, but I think these are, you're getting what you pay for. So, yeah. I love it. 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 Ah! Okay, so I've got to end this video now. I am really happy with how everything turned out. Everything's stunning, fits really comfortably and nicely. But yeah, do you guys have any experiences with punk rave? Feel free to leave your personal opinions and your stories and such down below. Would love to read through them. I find they are really, really reasonable, really kind, and really helpful. Like, if you guys have any problems, don't hesitate to contact them. They will get in touch with you and sort out any issues that you have. Yeah, that was everything. I love all of these items. But I've got to go for now, so farewell. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. Look after yourself, look after each other, and hopefully I'll see you next time.